So, Dan, we have got to talk Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, man.
I'm a lifelong Dallas Cowboys fan. They've been breaking my heart every year now for 25 years, since the mid-'90s. And I'm that guy that every offseason believes that, hey, this is going to be the year. This is the year. And then they break my heart. We got quarterback issues now, and not in a bad way.
Nope.
But I want your thoughts on what do you think the Cowboys need to do going forward?
Okay. So are we talking strategic, or are we talking what the fans want?
We're talking strategic. So give it to me from a strategic perspective.
So if I'm Dan McCarthy right now.
Yeah, got to win the Super Bowl. Like, that's your goal.
All right. So I'll break it down strategically.
Okay.
And the Dallas Cowboys, I used to live in Dallas, and I was a fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm from the old school Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
Okay, so way back.
So who would those guys be? Like, who's your old school?
The Roger Staubachs,
Nice.
the Robert Newhouse, the Tony Dorsetts, right? When the Drew Pearsons, back when they were the team.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Jackie Smith in the Steelers game dropping the ball in the end zone, his whole body went limp, then we would have probably had that one too, right?
I know. No more Montana nonsense.
And then I was a huge Jimmy Johnson fan.
Of course.
With that team, they brought that youth spirit out of Miami. Emmett from the Gators.
Yep.
Hey, Nate Newton from FAMU, Rattlesnake, shot out, right? Because people forget about the fam, right? But anyway,
and the playmaker Michael Irvin.
Oh yeah,
right here, love him,
right?
Of course.
So I think how I would do it is this: there's two parts to the Dallas Cowboys that a lot of people see past.
Okay.
For some reason, they're America's team, and they haven't done nothing in a long time.
Well, they're not only America's team, they're God's team. If you remember the old stadium that had the hole in the roof, that's so God could watch his team play. But I digress. Continue. I'm sorry.
That would be in Irving, Texas, not in Arlington now.
Oh, please. Let's not play geography because you never know what's going to happen.
All right. So this is what I'll say, though. Are we in the business to win, or are we in the business to make money?
We're in the business to win, from my perspective. Jerry Jones might see it a different way.
Okay, so this is what I'll say. Cooper Rush, right? He's winning.
Absolutely.
And Dak Prescott has been hurt 12 games the last 2 seasons.
Okay.
Don't break the bank, right, by bringing him back now, even though you already paid for it. Don't spend your wad. Let him get healthy and keep Cooper Rush in because he's winning. Don't mess with the formula. Don't make the wheels fall off. Let Cooper Rush play game to game and let them heal Dak. Dak is probably their best course of action to play in the playoffs or the Super Bowl. But right now, you have a winning thing going. Kellen Moore's actually calling a Pop Warner playbook that's working, in my opinion. And I've stayed with what's working strategically.
I disagree.
Okay.
I got to tell you, I see it a different way. You need to get Dak back in there as soon as possible.
Okay, so what?
And this is and this is why.
Fair enough.
That team right now is a defensive team.
100%.
There is a system that is working right now. And I'll be the first to admit, when Dak Prescott screwed his thumb up and hit that helmet and went out in that first game this year,
all your hearts fell apart.
I just said, we're about to go 0-5, 0-6. We are totally done. Because if you look at the history of the Cowboys, their backup quarterbacks rarely have stepped up to win those games, to include Kellen Moore when he was the backup quarterback. Right. Just not to throw him under the bus.
But back in the day when the Cowboys were legit, in my opinion, you had Danny White backing up Staubach. And then you had Gary Hogaboom backing up Danny White. Those dudes could come in and play football. So they've always have been a defensive team. So if you go way back and then you look now, you see this Parsons kid, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, he's like Lawrence Taylor 2.0, right?
Absolutely.
Would we agree? He's going to get paid in 2025, one way or the other, right? But with what's going on in Dallas right now, with Dak's injuries problem, with the money that's invested, if I'm Jerry Jones right now, I'm playing this kid until the wheels fall off so I can get my quarterback healthy. So he played minimum snaps in preseason. Mm-hmm. He played one game against the Bucs and failed. Only scored 3 points. So let's just keep it real.
Well, Dak Prescott, you can't compare Cooper Rush's ability and Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's so much better. I mean, he is. But that's not even close.
That's not the argument. I know he's a better quarterback.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean he plays better in the system. So here's where I'm going with that. Dak Prescott played 2 years ago Super Bowl champ, my Bucks. Put 3 points up on the board, right? Now you just have Cooper Rush, who's won 5 in a row for his starting career, and then beats the Rams away. So Dak can't beat the Bucks at home, but Cooper Rush goes into the Super Bowl champions away and wins.
Well, make no mistake, though, Cooper Rush didn't win that game. The defense won that game. Pollard won that game. The offensive line won that game because they were just ramming it down their throats and the Rams couldn't stop it.
Okay.
Cooper Rush managed that game.
Well, and you know what? But isn't that a part of being a quarterback? So you just hit on something.
Sure. Look, there's a history of quarterbacks that have been good game managers that have won Super Bowls. I don't take that away.
Right.
I mean, Ravens back in 2000, 2001.
Trent Dilfer,
absolutely.
Brian Johnson here with the Bucks.
With the Bucks. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it just strikes me that Dak is the guy that gives you more danger, more options. I don't know.
So you right now, as a retired colonel, soon to be.
Yeah.
If you were sitting on that sideline right now, you're telling me you would play Dak Prescott right now.
No. If he was healthy. I mean, no one's going to argue you put an
unhealthy. How do you know if he's healthy? We just saw that in Miami a couple weeks ago, right?
Sure. Well, it's not like it's a concussion. This is can you throw or can't you throw?
Okay.
It's a simple proposition in my mind. And I'll tell you what he brings to the table is the ability to go laterally and spread the defenses out. And I would push back in the 12 games being out because, look, any quarterback who's throwing and their hand hits the helmet of a defender is going to break their hand. Back in college football, I will tell you the number one way to find yourself doing grass drills until you throw up back and forth is in practice, get too close to the quarterback when he's throwing. Those coaches would be on you like a spider monkey, man. They're tearing you apart like,
right.
Run. You didn't even know what you did. You were just
giving you the knife hand, the baddest knife hand.
You were just too close to the quarterback's hand. So let me ask you a question. All right, so you've got a strong opinion here in Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think would be the would you put a bet down on that? Would you put a marker down on that? How strong of opinion do you think that Cooper Rush is?
Okay, if you let me say this.
Please.
I will tell you this, in my opinion. You never, ever change the chemistry of a team that's winning. I don't care if you got Joe Montana, Tom Brady. We saw that with Tom Brady with Drew Bledsoe, who was a great quarterback who went to your Cowboys. Right? And now look what we got.
Go Cowboys.
But I would not change it right now because it's dangerous, and I'll tell you why. You got Hurst playing at a top level, right? Out at Philly.
Yeah.
You're going into Philly.
Right.
You just saw the Kansas City game, with the Oakland Raiders. You see how volatile those fans were. Wait till you go to Philly.
The link is the worst. Those fans in Philadelphia are absolute savages. In fact, was it Jason Peters who played there for a long time, won a Super Bowl with them? He called them idiots in the news in a most loving way, the same way that you would. But he's right. It's a tough place to play. I would not go into the link with a Dallas Cowboys jersey on in the stands if you paid me $10,000.
So this is what I'll bet on it.
Okay.
I will tell you, if Cooper Rush wins in Philly, now that we know that Dak's pretty much ruled out, so we get another roster spot, right?
Yeah.
We'll take him in because he's not dressing. If Cooper Rush beats Philly,
okay,
then they got the Bears and the Lions.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
That's when I would make the decision whether I'm going to create a quarterback controversy in Dallas, or right now, my messaging is simply going to be Dak's my quarterback, right?
Yeah.
But Dak's going to take a few more games to heal that hand. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure. No point to rush your franchise quarterback back.
Because there's a lot of money on the stake with him, right?
Whole lot.
And we got Cooper Rush is going to be a free agent. So this is an audition for him. And he is doing a good job. He's not winning games 100%, but he's not losing them.
Nobody wants Cooper Rush to win this game more than me. Trust me. I am right there with you. I want it to happen. I would rush the stands and get tackled by the security, and hopefully they're carrying some Fox pepper spray out there to to try to slow me down.
Especially after the last couple of weeks of the fans.
Oh, the fans are out of control.
Out of control.
I'm telling you, though, if I want Cooper Rush to win this game, but if Cooper Rush does not win the game, I think that changes the conversation.
So I would put a bet on it.
Okay.
That if he beats Philly, Dak's hand is mysteriously going to stay a little bit wounded.
Okay.
Because the two games that they're playing are out of conference. They're in the NFC, but they're not head-to-headers that'll make a difference later because those teams aren't doing so well.
Sure.
But what makes it a tough decision is that all of a sudden the East in the NFC becomes powerful. Giants are 41, right? Now we got Dallas is 41, and we got 50 out in Philly. So
it's trouble.
It's trouble. Somebody's playing.
We got to win. We have to win in the link. I don't care what it takes.
You have to, but you can't jeopardize that down the road. So if I was out there making a bet, the first thing I would do is tell Dak Prescott to get some of these downrange supplements.
That's right.
And heal your body up, man. Because not only does it work for soldiers downrange, and not only does it work for your community.
Absolutely.
And the group guys.
That's it.
SF guys. But Dak Prescott, Dallas Cowboys, you need to get some of this swole aid and heal that body up so you'll be ready to win the first Super Bowl in a quarter of a century.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's you're absolutely right, man. If they can stay healthy and get it in, they've got all the pieces to win.
The best they've looked in a long time. Defensively, amazing. So, downrange supplements, go to www.downrangesups.com and use our code on all these products. Go look them up on Google, go to their webpage. Big discounts coming from Last Call 76, but that plug was awesome.
Hey,
Dak, get you some of that, Dak. Jerry Jones might need to take a little bit of that too.
Nah, that's right. You know what? I'm going to raise you that plug. I'm going to give a quick Horse Soldiers Bourbon and Blanco cigar shout out to my man Kellen Moore, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, Kellen Moore. Here we go.
Look, you hit it. When Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones took over the Cowboys, we were both living in Dallas. When they went 1-15 that first year, I thought those two guys were going to get run out of town. I mean, it was ugly because Tom Landry was a beloved figure, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, the Cowboys are going down." That was a big deal. However, they put a great system together, and it worked. They got 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. Should have had a fourth. No offense, Barry Switzer, but come on, dude, seriously. But let's just look past it. After that, once Jimmy Johnson left, the systems just weren't working. There was a reason the backup quarterbacks couldn't get it done. Things were always falling apart. The one thing I'll say about Cooper Rush that I really like is that Kellen Moore was able to turn around and build an offensive system around him to win 4 games in a row, which was amazing. Not something that I would have thought. I will be the first to admit I owe him an apology. I might have yelled bad things at my TV about Kellen the last few seasons, called him everything but a child of God. I take it all back. Proof's in the pudding with Cooper Rush. So I'm going to smoke this cigar for you afterwards, and I'm giving you a Horse Soldier Bourbon. Blanco makes a phenomenal cigar. You've heard me say it. We used to smoke these in Iraq, watching things, and then so to you, my friend, I will give you a tip of the glass. So good job, Kellen.
Yeah.
Well done, my friend. Until the next game. But you're only as good as your next game.
That's right.
All right. So final thoughts on this. All right. So you're sticking with Cooper Rush then.
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm a Dak Prescott man, but then again, I've been wrong 25 years in a row.
That's it.
It's driving me crazy.
But it's not that I don't think Dak Prescott's an amazing player. That's not my point. But he's got to be able to show up.
He's just got to be able
to be 100%. And here's the thing: it's a long haul now.
It's the long haul.
Right? So
get me to the playoffs.
So that's it. So if this guy can walk the dog for Dallas for the next 3-4 games, we get 100% Dak. Because if you look at Dak, if you go back in the NFL history, Dak's
he's 100%.
Yeah. If you look at it though, he is a Randall Cunningham from the Eagles back in the 80s.
He's a killer.
And
Quick,
a hybrid,
fast, agile.
Just say like a McNabb.
Yeah.
He's got all these.
That's a good comparison.
He's got these great abilities. Right,
yeah.
He gets outside of himself sometimes, right? Tries to push but remember,
they all do.
But Dallas had a bad defense for a while, right?
Of course.
So now he's coming back into the perfect scenario.
Yeah.
And if they handle this correctly, this is the double whammy I'll bet on.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush might get a contract of free agency that might set his family up
Yeah.
And he may not be a Dallas Cowboy.
Sure.
But if they love Cooper Rush and what he's doing right now, keeping the train rolling, they owe that to him to potentially get him a $20 million deal for 5 years.
He's going to be the biggest winner in all this, for sure.
That's what I'm getting at. So how Dallas handles this is from the owner's professional side.
Yeah.
This kid could feasibly beat Philly, which I'm hoping he does.
Me too.
And Reginald Turner, I know you're a Philadelphia fan, and I'm coming right at you with this one. I know you want the Philadelphia to win. But if Cooper wins, then you play Cooper at the Lions, and you play Cooper at Chicago. And then you bring Dak back, because he's got to get his legs back. He hasn't played.
Interesting.
So when you do it that way, right now there's really no blood, no foul, because you got to look around the other conferences, what's going on. So right now you're looking like the East. If they stay on this pace, so the Giants knock Green Bay off.
Yeah.
Fair
Giants
enough.
look good. It pains me to say that.
Right.
They look good. And the Philly looks phenomenal.
They look great. So we already know we're going to see them again twice because they're in our division or conference. But what we're not going to do is risk our $150 million man that gives us the best path to victory after week 8 or 9.
I like it.
Not right now.
It's a good long view. I can't argue that. I like your comparison with McNabb to Dak Prescott. I think that's right. Look, Philly, just because I hate you doesn't mean I don't respect you. You've got a heck of a team going there, but you got to go down this week. You have to. The Cowboys, this is a statement game. Got to have it. Absolutely got to have it.
Good first discussion on our debate.
Let's go Cowboys, baby. Come on.
Thank you, guys.
Let's not make this 26 years. Come on.
Okay, I'm here with Santonio Holmes.
What's happening, guys?
Hey, great night tonight for Sickle Cell. We were out here trying to get it done, bowling, and I'm going to let you talk now and tell us how much you appreciate our soldiers.
Oh, man, I appreciate you, soldiers. Thank you for everything that you do for our country. God bless America, and keep doing what you do.
And what Super Bowl were you in?
Super Bowl 43, MVP, Pittsburgh
That's
Steelers.
right. And don't get no better than that. I had a great time with you tonight, brother.
Thank you.
Take care of
Yes, sir.
yourself, man. Good night.